I understand that. Tell us about the product. What's it do?
So Wenby provides online counseling and mental health coaching to employees at the moment focus on the NGOs. So we have a mobile app and we connect employees of the organizations with qualified counselors that speak multiple languages and have different cultural backgrounds in order to help them in with stress, anxiety, office issues, trauma, wherever they are, in a very discreet and confidential way.
And when did you launch this?
So we launched it as this today. We got our first client in January 2019.
January 2019. Okay, great. So you were coding it and building it in 2018.
Yeah.
Tell me about that first customer. How did you find them?
So actually, I was in San Francisco when I found it, and it was like pretty serendipitous, I have to say, because before coming to San Francisco on an acceleration program launched by Digital Health, I was hanging around in a social impact co-working space in Madrid, Spain. And I've seen at some point a training course of an NGO that was called Save the Children, that you might know is the largest NGO that help children across the world. And I just got in and I asked to the trainer what they were doing there, and I told them a little bit about what I'm doing. They could connect me with their training and HR guy. Nothing happened, and about 5 months later, when I was in SF, I got the HR guy reaching out to me, telling me, "Hey, like I just found out what you're doing. Actually, we are looking for a mental health service, and we were about to close the survey, the selection, and we just hear about you from one of our employees. Do you want to get on a call?" So we got on the call, things went really fast, and we started a pilot of 6 months with another organization that was competing with us. And they were much more established, much more well-known. And eventually, after 6 months, we got selected, and we got our first paying client.
That's great. And how many customers today?
Right now, we got 5 large clients.
5 customers. Has anyone started paying back in, early 2019 and stopped? Do you have any churn?
No, 0% churn. And we got we were expecting to close 4 more clients at the end of the year. And in January this year, we start working with the United Nations, which, is something that's pretty good for us at the moment.
Is that going to be a paid deal, or are you donating it to them?
No, paid deal. We don't do it pretty fast.
I love that.
So
How did you get the deal with United Nations?
So it helped that I work for the Committee of the Red Cross. So I do know quite a few people in the UN. And I just got an introduction basically to the right person. It took a year to basically going from the first email to let's try this out and pay for it.
Interesting. Okay. And so what does that contract look like? How do you bill? Is it based off number of seats or number of companies using it, or how do you bill?
Sorry, once again?
How do you charge? Is it based off number of seats or companies?
How do I charge? Is a mix between the number of users that are subscribed to the service, that have access to Wenby, and the total number of sessions that are contracted by the company.
What's the session?
Session is a therapy session. It's a one-on-one video call with your therapist, no matter where you are. And that is basically like the core of the service at the moment. So we match you with a therapist that is the best for you, that speak your language and understand your job, and ideally as well your cultural background.
In the past 30 days, how many sessions have you completed?
The past 30 days, about 200. So we're doing about 200 sessions a month. Like since January 2019, we have done more than 2,000 sessions.
Okay, total.
Yeah.
Of the two, let's just focus on the last 30 days. So 200 sessions across obviously 5 customers, right? So that's, like 40 sessions essentially per company. And I guess each of those sessions is with different employees. Is that accurate?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct. So let's say like at the moment, most of our sessions come from our first customer. So let's say like 70% of our sessions come from our first client. And the others some of them are ramping up. We've got two clients that are ramping up. They will start increase the number of sessions from September.
Mm-hmm. Where do you find the therapists? Obviously not full-time employees of Wenby, right?
Some of them are full-time employees, some others are part-time, and some others are contract-based.
I see. Okay. How many full-time folks today?
At the moment, we got about 5, and
Okay.
and about 17 that are actively working for us.
Okay. So you have 17 that are sort of contract therapists that you give work based off number of session requests you have.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we got about 100 in our proximity network that are already pre-selected and ready to start.
I imagine you guard that process very close. You want only the best therapists on your platform. Explain to me how that works.
Absolutely. So we got through a pretty extensive selection process. We got 2 technical interviews and 1 personality fit. And
which personality test do you use?
Everyone. We don't use personality tests. We use more like the Google approach, the googly personality fit, like saying maybe personality is not the right term, by culture fit.
Culture fit. Okay, got it. All right. Do you have any engineers on the team?
Yeah. We got our CTO advisor, and we are hiring our first engineer at the moment. We are about to close the process. First engineer full-time on salary.
Very cool. So you have 2 founders, you and then your CTO co-founder?
I'm the only founder. That's been a tough ride.
You're the only founder. Okay. How are you paying 4 people full-time salaries with this revenue?
On the revenues. So luckily, we're not based in the United States. So most of the team is based in Spain, and the operations costs are a little bit lower.
I see. Have you raised any capital to build this?
We raised some angel funding back in 2018, but we are doing our round right now, and we are a little bit already advanced with some investors.
How much did you raise in 2018?
In 2018, not much. Really about $60,000 was mostly some angels and friends capital.
Okay.
Now we are going for the million.
So you want to raise $1 million right now?
Yeah, pounds. So say about $1.5 million.
And how's that going? Obviously, everyone's everything's up in the air with COVID. How's the raise going?
It's going pretty well, to be honest, because the timing is perfect. So we are a revenue-making, ramen profitable startup in a space that is absolutely booming at the moment, and it has never been more needed than now. So COVID gave us actually a pretty important boost in terms of acknowledging the relevancy of mental health. And we get quite a bunch of investors that are interested. And we are advancing with 2 of them past the initial call.
Do you have a lead investor yet?
No, we are going for it. So we start fundraising seriously basically mid-July. So it has been really a few weeks. And it's summer. So we basically just started. And we already got about 3 funds we are doing due diligence with.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. How do you, so one of the biggest assets that any founder can have is the ability to tell a story, a vision of where you're going. Because if you raise 1.5 million today at whatever valuation, and you're only doing $100,000 in ARR, obviously that's a super high multiple that you're going to try and get. But if people believe your story, like your team does and your customers do, you can obviously raise and not get super diluted. So help me understand, what valuation will you target and what vision are you putting in front of these VCs to get that valuation?
Yeah, so we are targeting a valuation between 3 to 5 million pounds. And the story that goes behind is really we want to become the global psychology service platform. And today there is nothing like that out there. And we really want to get psychology to the next level. And psychology is a very fairly young science in itself that is just starting to be adopted mainstream. And technology has been tapping into it just in the past 4 or 5 years. So the opportunity is literally massive. And a lot of things needs to get done yet. Doesn't exist. You can just imagine it.
And I mean, people have tried this sort of before, sort of a marketplace of therapists. Why has it not worked?
Because we tried marketplace approach at the very beginning, and scaling a marketplace requires a lot of money, and you lose control of the quality of the service that is provided. So at the moment, we are not a marketplace. we are a service provider. And as we mentioned before, we deeply control the quality of the service that we give. That's why we have zero churn and we got referrals, clients. And that is probably like the key, like the quality of the service that in the end, it translates into results, into reducing time of recovery, into satisfaction of the users, into higher employee satisfaction, into higher productivity, lower like people leaving the company. So to do this properly, the quality of the service is paramount. And to control the quality of the service, like you need to be able to do it. If you're growing crazy and your filter for the therapist is very large, you risk not to get the best people.
The issue usually with the model, though, is activation, right? So if a company joins you, one of your 5 customers, and they're paying for 100 seats every month, right, for their entire team, 100 people on the team, and only 5 of the team members do a therapy call once every 6 months, at the end of the year, they're not going to renew because the usage isn't high enough. So like that's the real question is this thing going to get a high enough usage rate?
So we got at the moment about 75% average usage rate. So, and we're looking to bring that even higher. And this
what does that mean?
To any other, that means that about 75% of the users that are subscribed actually are active users and are using.
What does active mean though?
Regularly. Active means at least a session in the last 6 weeks.
Okay, at least one session scheduled or attended in the past 6 weeks. I imagine a lot of people schedule sessions and then, okay, got it.
Yeah. Attended. No. Not many people schedule sessions because if they schedule and they don't attend, if they cancel after like, if they miss 3 sessions, they risk to get like dropped.
I see.
Because the company is paying for it. Yeah.
Well, very good, Alberto. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Favorite business book. I can say the one I read like a long time ago was The Lean Startup by Eric Ries.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
There is a CEO I'm following. Yeah, I mean, I can say classically like Elon Musk, but more recently, the founder of Airbnb, Brian Chesky.
Yeah. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building Wenby?
You mean productivity or?
Whatever you define it as, your favorite online tool.
At the moment, I think Latka is what is working really well for us. So we like at the team. We are mostly distributed. So.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
7 to 8. That's
okay.
really important.
Situation, married, single, kids?
Girlfriend in a relation.
Very good. And how old are you?
37.
37?
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
What matters in life are really important things. And it's definitely not career or money.
Yeah, be more specific there.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com /Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.